I have set up your Chapter 2 homework. And there it is. Well, that's not it. That's the wrong class. And 140, it's the same as 140. I did it in 140.01. And your assignment is called Hubert's Limit Homework Revised. Everybody see that? So let's go ahead and talk about the first test, which we've had a week, and about middle of the week, be ready for y'all to take a test.
Hubert, are you supposed to be sharing your screen?
Supposed to be. Hold on, I'll do it again. Evidently it didn't. Okay, now, how about that?
Yes, sir, that's better. Thank you.
Thank you. So here is the handy dandy Math 140. There you go. Now, I have condensed Chapter 2. Damn it. I have condensed the 2.1 through 2.6 into one homework. And it's got like 30 questions, but there it is. I also need to go ahead and make 3.1 and 3.2. I forgot that was part of Unit 1. 3.1 and 3.2. So I will go ahead and make that. And that's where most of your test is going to be coming from anyway. Okay, so 3.1 and 3.2, I would say 80%, well, 70% of your test is going to come from 3.1 and 3.2. 20% is going to come from the review. And 10% is going to come from Chapter 2. Now, do you see why I revised Chapter 2 homework? Unless y'all want to do 6 sections.
No, thank you.
Okay.
No, thank you.
I don't believe in repetitiveness and just going around the world. I don't believe in that. So let me go ahead and assign 3.1 and 3.2. And that means I've got to change everything I've already changed right before class. But I'm going to do it in front of y'all, so that way y'all won't ask 15 million questions in the next week. So let me go to Assignment Manager, and I'm going to go ahead and fix that. So 3.1 and 3.2, which is, like I said, is going to be a good portion of your test. And assign, and today, I'll just go ahead and put today's date, or let's see, we started on the 17th, but let's see, September, golly, why does it say 2018? Anyway, 2021.
Hubert, did you intentionally assign the homework to be due Wednesday, 26th for 1.1?
I'm fixing to change that now.
Okay.
Yeah, it should be due by the end of this week, because we only got a week and a half for each section, or two and a half weeks. So we need to hurry up and get this review out of the way. So I'm going to go ahead and put a date on this one too. Give me a second. I thought I had everything fixed for y'all. I forgot about 3.1 and 3.2. And I'm going to change that date. Let me just go ahead and save that, and then I'll change the date for everything, the end date. So 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, limit homework, and 3.1 and 3.2. And we will make that due Monday, which would be the 31st. There we go. And I'll change the dates on the test also. Let me go ahead and do that because some of y'all run around in circles about that. So let me go ahead and change it. Y'all start driving me crazy about the date. So let's go ahead and change that. And we'll make it due start on the 31st. No, let's make it start on that Saturday. And that way, there's Saturday, the 29th, and make it last to the middle of the week. There we go. There you go. So now your Saturday, your test will show up on Saturday. And that way, anybody that wants to do it early, there's the dates. There you go, 5/31st, everything's due. The last day of which is Monday, but your test will start on Saturday and last until there it is, limit test right there, 7/27, and that's wrong. I'll fix it in a minute. I'm not going to fix it right now. I'll fix it in a minute. All right, so let's look at the homework. And here's your I'll show you your question, Mr. Silva. All right, you ready for this, Mr. Silva?
Yes, sir.
All right, there is the first question. You see there?
Yeah.
And there is the last one you sent. No, here's some more. Goes all the way. Let me go back up. I don't understand how this happened. I mean, I realize that you're motivated, but good gracious, sending me one problem 400 times, that ain't going to work.
It paused for a second when I sent it, but I only clicked it once. And it.
I don't know. All I got to say is Mr. Silva wants number 40 covered. So let's see. I don't even know what it is. What is it? Solve trigonometric. Okay, we'll get into that when we get into trig. We haven't got into trig yet. Yep, we'll get into that. And then me sent it 100 times. So I was going to cover 1.3 problems today. So let's look at 1.3 and go into subject. And here is 1.3 questions. I'm going to try to go in some kind of order. So let's see. There's 1.3, number 3. So 1.3, 3/2. So this is like number 2 on your homework. Okay, determine which graph is 1-to-1 from negative. Which one is 1-to-1 from negative infinity to -5? And not 1-to-1 from negative infinity to positive infinity. Okay, first of all, you got to understand what's 1-to-1. What is 1-to-1? Well, the vertical line test, the horizontal line test will tell you that. Remember the vertical line test? The vertical line test tells you if something is a function. The horizontal line test tells you if it's a one-to-one function, meaning for each value of x, you get 1y. All right? So here is the vertical line test. There's your function. And you check your vertical line, and it crosses 1 time, so this is a function. That's your vertical line test. Horizontal line test works the same way, except if you're given a function, let's say this function right here, and you draw you cross 2 times, and this is not a function, a one-to-one function. So that's how the horizontal line test works with a one-to-one function. If it crosses more than once, it is not a one-to-one function. So you might want to write that down. If it crosses more than once, it is not a one-to-one. Now, this problem that they gave us 4 graphs. And I'm going to try to sketch them right quick. I'm going to make them a little bit bigger for you. The first one is a cubic function, and looks like -5 and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it crosses at -3.5, something like that. And then we got a function that's up in the top left quadrant. And it's at -4 and +4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's a parabola going like that. Then we got a sine function or a cosine function. Well, I can tell you that's not a one-to-one. I don't care where you put it. So that I know Charlie is not the answer. And then you got a parabola that's at -5 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So here's your functions, or here is your, there we go, there it is right there. Now, the problem right here says it's got to be a one-to-one from -infinity to -5. Okay, -infinity to -5. -infinity to -5. Oops, that's 4. So -5 would be about right there. So -5. There we go. -5. No, that would be 4, 5 right here. -5. So, and -5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Say is 5 right here. And -5 is right here. So from -infinity to 5, -infinity to 5, -infinity to 5. Oops, 5 is right here. Okay, and it cannot be, I mean, and also it is not a one-to-one from -infinity to +infinity. So not one-to-one means it's got to fit both of those. Well, this one's out. Somebody tell me why this one's not the answer.
Because it'll pass for all numbers.
It'll pass the second one. It'll pass the first one, but it won't pass the second one because this one, horizontal line test, it is a 1-to-1 from negative infinity to what? To positive infinity. See, because this is the area of the first check. This is test A. Test B says it's not, but this one is. So it ain't this one, and it's not this one. So it's got to be either this one or this one. So let's check. So from negative, well, that looks good. There's your horizontal line test to there. And this one looks good also, but this one is only non from 5 to infinity. So from 5 to infinity, from negative 5 to infinity, it is not a 1-to-1. Because, see, it crosses twice. So this one, the first one checks, but the second one does not check. This one, the first one checks, and what? The second one checks. So your answer is that one right there. You just got to know how to use the horizontal line test. The horizontal line test tells you whether you have a 1-to-1 or not. Now, is this a test question? No, because it can be a little bit confusing. But that's your answer. Why? I'll go over it again. This one is a 1-to-1 from negative infinity to positive infinity. Well, this test says that it's got to be not 1-to-1 from negative infinity. This one is only, right here, it's only a negative infinity from here to here, or not from 5 on. So that can't work. The second part doesn't work. This is the second test right here. This one is only one that is 1-to-1 here and not 1-to-1 from negative infinity to positive infinity. So this is the only one that satisfies both tests. Next. 1.3. It's the same one. This is the same one. 1.3, number 2. Same question. Let's see if it's different in any way. No, it's the same one. This one. You just have to read negative infinity to negative 1. Negative infinity to negative 1 is right there. So yes, that one fits. The reason it doesn't fit right here is negative 1 is right here. You've got a not 1-to-1 right there. So that one is not it. This one will never be it. And this one will never be it. So it's either going to be this, the two parabolas. It's one of the two parabolas. Okay, so I'm going to delete those two. Now let's go down here, 1.3, number 9. 1.3, 9/5. And, oh yeah, this is a test question. Make sure you can find the inverse algebraically. That is a test question. They give you f of x is equal to 6x. Now, I don't care what this question asks, but I want you, for the test, to make sure you can change a function into its inverse. So how do you do that? Well, the first thing you do is you rewrite using y. Rewrite using y. So y is equal to 6x. Interchange x and y. Interchange x and y. So that'd be x is equal to 6y, and then solve for y. So divide by 6, divide by 6, y inverse is equal to x over 6. Now make sure you can do this on my test. So what does that mean? Now I'll show you what it means. Let's go to the handy dandy calculator. And I'm going to slide it over here. And I want you to type in the beginning function, the initial function, and type in the inverse. So y is equal to 6x. Six x, and then y inverse is equal to x divided by 6. And that is not right unless, let's see, zoom. First quad, no, boom, 0. There we go. That don't look right. But I guess it is. Let's do a zoom standard.
I think it's just your window dimensions.
Yeah, zoom standard 6. There we go. Now, how do I know that these two are inverses beside the algebra? Algebra tells me that this is the inverse of this, and this is the inverse of this. So I'm going to take my handy dandy red, and I'm going to highlight that and that. These two are inverses of each other. I did that algebraically. Now, how do I know that on a graph? Well, x will be y, and y will be x. What are you talking about, Hubert? Well, I'm going to draw the graph. I'm going to sketch it the best I can. And we've got a line that is blue running like this. I don't want to use lavender. There's blue. And then we got one that's pink that's running like this. All right, I'm going to pick a point. I'm going to hit trace. And I'm going to pick a point on the blue line. Any point. There's a point right there. I'm going to pick that point right there. 1.21, comma, 7.27. Everybody with me? Everybody agrees at that point 1.21 and 7.27? Everybody agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Appreciate it. So how do I know the pink line is the inverse of the blue line? Well, if I go to the pink line and I make this x y, then that means that this y is going to be what? X. So I'm going to jump over. I'm going to hit the down arrow on my keyboard. I'm going to jump over to the pink one. And I'm looking for x is equal to 7.27. Somebody tell me what my y is.
What's your X was?
1.21.
And is that what it's supposed to be? Yes.
Yes.
So 7.27, comma, 1.21. And that's how you know graphically. Let me show you on my draft here. See here? The x is the y, and the y is the what? The x. And that's how you know by looking at a graph, and you have the ability to do the, feature of, trace. That's how you know that you've got a one-to-one function, or an inverse, sorry. And green. That's an inverse. So you can either do it algebraically, or you can look at a graph, and if you go to any point on one line and jump over to the other line and crisscross these two numbers, they should match up. And therefore, you know it's an inverse. That's a good test question, at least the first part of it. Yeah. Okay. Let's move on. That was 1.39, so I'm going to erase those. Let's see what else we got. Well, there's this 144s. We're not going to go over those. Not yet, at least. That was 1.39, so I didn't. 1.35. Let's see if I went over that one. 1.35/3. Ooh. 1.35/3. 1.35/3. I'm going to blow this one up a little bit so I can draw it. So I'll let y'all draw it while I'm drawing it. -3 and 0 is a point. -1 and 4 is a point. 1, 2, 3, 4. -4 and 4. -4 and 4. And let's see, that would be 0.5 and 7. 0.5 and 7. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm trying to draw it as accurate as I can. Okay, so there's what the function looks like. I'm just taking my word for it. I'm gonna flip over here and just say, now I'm gonna read the direction. Using the graph shown, find 3 intervals on which f is 1-to-1, making each interval as large as possible. I want you to think of increasing and decreasing values. Now, you should have covered increasing and decreasing values in 109 and 110, or 110 in this case, since this is 140. Here, what am I doing on this side, this interval right here? I'm increasing, right? Yes, Hubert, you're increasing. And then what happens when I get to that vertex, that max? I start
It
what?
decreases.
I start decreasing. Where is my pink? I start decreasing here. Kind of like my Dogecoin's been doing. That's all right, it's coming back up. And increasing. If Doge makes it to $1, I'm going to be happy. If it makes it to $10, I'm going to be retired. They're going to buy me a different color truck for each of the dadgum days of the week. There we go.
What would your first color be?
Yellow, that's my favorite color. So I'd buy me a yellow truck. All right. And then I'd buy for Georgia black and red. I got a red truck. So I'd buy me a black truck. For them dogs. All right, so I want to look at this red area. I meant the green area right here. Horizontal line test. And since they're talking about intervals, they're talking about the increasing interval, the decreasing interval, and the increasing interval. Now, they're not telling you that, but that's what they want. So I'm just telling you right now. So this is this 1-to-1? Yes.
Yeah.
So this green area is 1-to-1. So that's negative infinity to -3. And then it's 1-to-1, decreasing from -3 to what? -1. So from -3 to -1, it's decreasing. And then what's it doing from -1 to infinity? It's increasing. So it's 1-to-1 also. So you got 3 parts. Negative infinity to -3. This arrowhead right here is negative infinity. This arrowhead right here is positive infinity. -3 to -1 is decreasing, so I'll just make it easier for you to see. I'll highlight that as the decreasing area. And then the green, I do so much for y'all. Y'all don't appreciate these colors.
We appreciate you, Hubert.
I appreciate it. And there is, now the reason I don't like this question as a test question is because they don't tell you to break it up into increasing and decreasing intervals. They just tell you intervals. So it's a little bit misleading. Now, somebody tell me, as a function, is this 1-to-1 as a function?
No.
No.
Good job. Okay, and I need you to write that down. As a function, this is not 1-to-1. But if you break it up into the increasing and decreasing intervals, the intervals are 1-to-1. But the function as a whole is not. So you might want to write that down. The function, this is only by intervals. Okay, intervals, they are 1-to-1. As a function, not 1-to-1. So that's why I don't like the question. It's a little bit misleading. It does say intervals, but it doesn't give you enough to go with, and that's why I broke it up into the increasing, the decreasing, and the increasing. Not a very good test question. Okay, next. And that was that one. So now we jump up into the upper echelons. Let's see if there's any teams. I'm right here. There's 18. Let's go with 18. 1.3, 18.9. 1.3, 18.9. Logarithms. Express 7 to the 8th power using base E. Okay, we got 7 to the 8th power, and we're supposed to be using base E. Okay, I'm going to have to see what they're doing here because I've never seen this question before. I might have to get back with you on this one because base E, you could write natural log, but that would be natural log. You could use, I'm thinking out loud here. You could use log base E of E. You could do that, which is the natural log of E of 7 to the 8th power. And you could say 8 natural log E to the 7th of 7. But I don't think that's what they want. Because log base E, I would think they want this. I don't think that's what they want. I'm going to type in 3. I want to see if that's what they got. Oh, wait a minute. I just saw that. Hold on. Yeah. B to the X is equal EX to the natural log of B. I'm going to have to get back with you on this one because I don't know how to do this one. I've never seen this question before.
It's
What?
e to the 8th natural log of 7.
Say again?
It's e to the 8th natural log of 7.
B to the 8th equals natural log of 7?
No, sir. It's e, so that's your base, and then to the power of 8 natural log of 7.
E to the 8 natural log of 7.
Yes, sir. That's what it was just telling you. It was giving you like the formula to put it in.
Oh, I see what. So we'll just plug and chug. Okay. I thought they were rewriting like using the definition of a logarithm. Okay, I see what they're doing. All right. So it's just plug and chug. It's one of those that's pretty simple. Thank you, Mr. Silva. 7 to the 8th. And they're saying that is B to the X. And B to the X can be rewritten as E to the X natural log of B. And B is equal to 7 and X is equal to 8. Therefore, using this, we get E to the 8. sorry, 8 natural log of 7. This is, I have no idea where they got this question. No idea. So it is not a test question. I would make sure you write it down like I just did. And it's basically plug and chug. The 7 goes here, the 8 goes here, and you just rewrite it.
Hubert, how would you type that into your calculator?
You would go E, clear, clear, can't clear. You would hit second, natural log, and then parentheses, 8 natural log of 7, close parentheses, and enter. It's a BA number. That's what my Dogecoin would be worth. 576,000 or 5 million. Yeah, no, it'd be about 7 million. 5,764,801. I could retire off 5 million. I'd be 5 million, you know, bust that up into 20 years. Yeah, I could live off that. No, this is not a test question. So whoever sent this one, I don't know where they got this question from. Thank you, Mr. Silva, for helping us out on that one. Now, how did you know that, Mr. Silva? You just keep looking at it until it finally clicked?
I'm the one who answered it.
Oh, I thought it was Mr. Silva. Who answered it?
Gentry Wooten.
Mr. Wooten, how'd you find that?
You got it wrong, and it told you how to answer it.
Okay, yeah, and I didn't even have sense enough to figure it out. I suck. Well, I was looking for a definition. I wasn't looking for a plug and chug. I was in a different frame. I was looking for a definition.
I was thinking the same thing, just trying to get natural log to cancel out with E, but
yeah,
then it told you that.
Yeah, what I was thinking about the definition of a logarithm and how you could do that. So I don't like that question. All right, let's do another one. That was number 18. So let's jump on number 21. 1.3, let's see, 21/10. 1.3, 21/10. Now, when I get a natural log problem that I would test you on, or an E problem, I'll tell you. But that one was not one. Use analytical or graphical methods to determine the intervals on which the following function has an inverse. So we're going to do it algebraically. F of x is equal to 8x plus 9. Now, I want everybody to take a minute, and I want you to find the inverse of this function. So go ahead and do that, just like I showed you.
Hey, my computer died while I was in the car, but I'm back now.
See you, Mr. Rodriguez. Mr. Rodriguez is on the ball. No matter what everybody says about her in class when she's not in here. Any good movies? Oh yeah, that's right. There are no good movies. I'm gonna watch The Conjuring when it comes on. That's all. I love those movies. Dang old
There's
Annabelle.
like 10 Marvel movies coming out, like in the next year.
I'm sorry, but after the Falcon Boy and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, it wasn't bad. It was just too politicized.
You know what I get too tired? You know what I get tired of? I get tired of people becoming a Marvel when they aren't really. I mean, for instance, I'll give you an example. Hawkeye with the bow and arrow.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't anything special.
Nah.
Bullet between the eyes, and he was dead.
Yeah, they need to start bringing in stuff from the comics.
Exactly. They bring in too many people that aren't Falcon. You take the jetpack off of Falcon, and he's just a normal guy. I mean, now dang old Bucky. I like Bucky. Bucky's my favorite. I like Bucky. Captain America needed a good stiff drink and a good.
You know that
Girlfriend.
it's not a new movie, but the woman, I think it's Captain Marvel, but I feel like she's just too well-rounded to like be here.
Which movie?
I think it's Captain Marvel. I'm not really sure. Or
I
no,
like Captain Marvel. I like her.
I don't know. She just seems like if she wanted to just in the world, she could. You know what I'm
She
saying?
could. She is the most powerful one next to. Now I like the Scarlet Witch. I like her. Now,
Did you watch the WandaVision?
Yes, I like
pretty good.
Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
But she, I mean, I'm getting tired of them trying to make Marvels. Trying to make actual heroes out of people that, one bullet between the eyes and they're dead. I mean,
I agree with you.
And what was it this last movie I watched? I can't remember. I'm like, that guy isn't Captain America. The Falcon, he's not Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
So he didn't even drink the serum. At least the goofy Captain America drank some serum. I mean, shut up, Hubert. The Hawkeye, he's a joke. And Black Widow, she shouldn't even been. I'm sorry. Shut up, Hubert.
She was good for
I
something.
think the only thing Hawkeye was in there for was comic relief. I think the only thing Hawkeye was in there was for comic relief.
Yeah. And then when he had that mohawk or faux hawk, oh my God. I'm like,
Black Widow
really?
was good for something. I mean, she killed herself to get the Soul Stone, so
Yeah, that's true.
worked out in the end.
8y plus 9 minus 9 minus 9. X minus 9 is equal to 8y. Divide by 8. Y inverse is equal to X minus 9 over 8. Or 1/8 times X minus 9. Is that what y'all got?
Yes, sir.
Good job. Now you can put those two on the graphing calculator. Y is equal to X minus 9 over 8. X minus 9 divided by 8. And then the other one is, 8x plus 9. I did the wrong one. 8x plus 9 is your function. And then the inverse function is x minus 9 divided by 8. And there you go. And it is a function, and all you got to do is hit trace. And 0 and 9. So C of 9 will give you 0. C of 9 will give you 0.
It does.
There it is. Well, close enough. I mean, you can look in the window. You could look in the window or second table. And there you go. 9 will give you 0. And you can look in the table and you can do like that. 0, 9 gives you 9, 0. So that one is an inverse. Let's go to another question. And that's 21, so that'll knock out 3 of those. 1.3, 22, 11.
Hubert,
Yes.
for the question that we were just doing, I believe it was asking for like the intervals.
Well, it should be negative infinity to positive infinity.
Okay.
It should be. Go ahead and, I mean, see if that would be it or not. I don't know.
It's not, sir.
What?
It's not that. So I tried that.
Well, let me
And
see. Well, I don't know what they could be asking for. Use analytical or graphical methods to determine the inverses, the interval on which the following function has an inverse. Okay, the 8x plus 9, so that's 8x plus 9 right here.
When I did that problem and I looked at the help me solve it, it just set it equal to 0 and then solve for x, and then it would be like those points, like negative infinity to whatever you solved for, and then whatever you solved for to positive infinity. That's how it told me to solve them, and it worked for like all of the questions.
So set 8x plus 9 equal to 0?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's the x-intercepts.
Well, then you'd get, you got negative 9 over 8 is what is equal to x, and then so you type in negative infinity to negative 9 over 8, and then comma, then the next one.
X is equal to negative 9/8.
That's how it told me to solve it in the
Well, it looks like to me they're just asking for the x-intercepts of each function. Well, I mean, why don't they just ask for that? All right, then let's take the other one. I'm doing this over here. Let me the other one. What does it say? Like that? 8x minus 9 over 8 is equal to 0. X minus 9 is equal to 0. X is equal to 9. So for the inverse function, that's my x-intercept. So for this function right here, the pink line, 9 is my x-intercept. So if I'm drawing this function, I'm trying to figure out what they're doing here. I mean, and you've got a 9 right here, 9 comma 0. And you've got a blue line coming up. And it's 0 or negative 1 or 9/8 comma 0. I guess what they're saying is this right here is the area that you have inverses of each other. Here, 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 here. You see what I'm saying? From negative 9/8 to positive 9. Is that what they're saying? Let's see. Okay, let me go ahead and tell you this right now. This right here, what I did algebraically right here, that's what I'm going to test you on. This right here is what I'm going to test you on. This right here, I don't know why. I guess they want from negative 9/8 to positive 9. Let's see. Negative 9 over 8, comma, to positive 9 in brackets. And that don't look right. Let me change that comma. Damn Russians. Oh, Lord. There we go. Is that it?
So they want 2 brackets. So it'll be there'll be an open bracket at the start, and it'll be negative infinity to 9/8.
Did I not say that it would be negative infinity to positive infinity? Did I not say that? The answer is negative infinity to positive infinity. That's what I thought it was. These are stupid questions. Some of these questions, they can, oh, I'll be glad to get to the calculus. I really will. All right, let me move to 22. We did 22. How about 29? 1.3, 29, 13. 1.3, 29, 13. Please let it be a worthwhile question. Find the inverse function. Okay, I'm going to do the algebraic inverse. I don't know what they want, but that's what I'm going to do. All right, f of x is equal to the square root of x minus 2. All right, and then they're going to want you to do the interval from x is greater than or equal to 2. X is greater than or equal to 2. I'll worry about that later. First of all, y is equal to the square root of x minus 2. And how do you switch? You just switch them. That's going to be x is equal to the square root of y minus 2. How do you get rid of a radical?
You square both sides.
There you go. Square both sides. So I'm going to square both sides. And that's going to do away with that. And we've got x squared is equal to y minus 2. X squared plus 2 is equal to y inverse. Now that's what I will test you on right there.
Mr. McClure,
Yes.
may I be excused for the last 10 minutes of class?
You don't have to be excused. Just I need to make sure I count you here. So somebody make sure you tell me that Mr. Lee Croy was here. Get on out of here.
Okay, thank you.
We aren't getting close to time yet. What time's class over?
3:15.
Okay, y'all get up. Go ahead and get out of here, and I'll take roll in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So now, why did they do this? Because you can't take the square root of a what? You can't take the square root of what? Of a negative.
Of a negative.
So that's why. So I'm going to just show you why. Here is the graph. And 0, 0, we know that looks like that. That's what that looks like. It's got a horizontal shift of 1 to the right, or 2 to the right. So that's going to be 1, 2, like that. So there's that function. Let me circle this with a pink highlighter. And that is that line right there. What's this one? Well, you've got a vertical shift of 2 up, and you've got a what? You've got a parabola with a vertical shift of 2 up. So that means you got a horizontal shift of 0. So that means 0, positive 2 is your 0, positive 2. And what does a parabola look like? And now you have the blue is symmetrical to the pink. And they are inverses of each other. Now, that's the way I was taught this crap. That's the way I was, that's the way I teach it. All right? All this stuff that they're doing is just 45 angle goes through there like that. And this is the inverse of that. Now, I don't know what they're going to ask. They may want to ask, you know, what brush size that is. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to ask. But these are the things that I will ask you to do. I'll ask you to find it algebraically, and I'll ask you to draw me a graph or sketch a graph. That's all I care about. So find the inverse function. So x squared, x shift up squared plus 2. And what x's can I use for this function? Look here, look on the graph. What x's can I use for this function? From 0 to what? Infinity. So from 0 to infinity, or x is greater than 0. Now, if that's not right, we're just going to quit. Because that's plain. I like this question because it's plain Jane. See? And which one is it? Well, it's not that one, that's for sure. It ain't that one. And it ain't that one. It's that one. Bravo! Okay, now, we finally got a test question that I will ask you. Do you see what I mean by the questions I pick? I pick questions that are what? Straightforward and to the point. I don't pick questions that ask you how many people attended Wimbledon and what were their addresses. Let's go to number 49. And I'll shut down after this one. This one is a test question. Log base b of x is equal to 0.37. Log base b of z is equal to 0.83. Find or evaluate log base b of the square root of x over the cube root of x. First of all, we got to rewrite some logarithms. You got to focus on this. And you need to think, rewrite. So that's going to be the log base b of the square root of x minus log base b of the cube root of x. Now, if you don't know what I'm doing here, you need to go back and review some algebra because y'all should know that's the quotient rule of logarithms. And then rewrite because radicals and calculus do not mix. Log base b of x to the 1/2 minus log base b of x to the 1/3. Bring that 1/2 out. Now, one of these should be a z. I must have copied it down wrong. Was it cube root of z? Hold on.
It's the bottom one, sir.
Yeah, cube root of z. And that's going to give us 1/2 times 0.37 minus 1/3 times 0.83, which is 0.37 over 2 minus 0.83 over 3. And somebody tell me what that comes out to be. Come on.
Negative 0.1133.
I'm gonna take your word for it. I hope you're not setting me up.
I really didn't put it in. That's just what I got for it when I did it, and it was right. But I don't know if those are the same
That
numbers.
might be a
I
different
got
question.
I got a different number. I got negative 0.091.
That's it. Negative 0.091.
Might be 0.092 because there's 666 after it.
0.092. Okay, whatever. There it is. Okay. That's a good one to end on because that's a good test question. Just make sure you round accordingly. And I need to finish, and I need to take the roll and shut her down. And Mr. LeCroy was here.